Emergency, emergency. Emma, put down that sandwich immediately. Do not take a bite.
Ziggy, what is going on? I'm just trying to have a snack. This peanut butter and jelly smells delicious.
It is compromised. Look closely, Explorer Emma. I have scanned your bread, and my sensors detect holes. Hundreds of tiny, spongy holes. I believe invisible space ghosts have taken tiny bites out of your lunch.
Ziggy, those aren't bites from space ghosts. That's just bread. Bread always has holes in it. It makes it fluffy and squishy.
Squishy? Bread should be solid, like a brick or a battery. If it has holes, it is clearly broken, or maybe it is leaking. Oh no. Is your lunch leaking air? We need a tire pump. Stat.
Hoo! I heard sirens. Is everything all right in the kitchen laboratory?
Hi, Dr. Owl. Ziggy thinks my bread is broken because it has holes in it. But I was just about to ask... Wait, actually, why does bread have holes in it? It starts as a glob of wet dough, right? So how does it get so fluffy?
I bet it's the ghosts. It's definitely ghosts. Or maybe tiny invisible construction workers with tiny jackhammers.
Those are very creative guesses, Ziggy. But the answer isn't ghosts or jackhammers. It's actually chemistry and a very special invisible baker.
An invisible baker? Whoa. You mean like magic?
It looks like magic, Emma, but it's science. To find out the truth, we're going to have to shrink our imaginations down to the size of a speck of dust. Are you ready to discover the secret of the sponge?
I am ready. Initiating shrinking sequence. Wait, I do not have a shrinking button. I will just squint really hard.
Hoot hoot. Hello, curious minds. You're listening to STEM with Dr. Owl, where big questions turn into fun adventures.
Hi, I'm Emma, always full of questions and ready to explore.
Ziggy here. I know a zillion facts and 0 ways to share cookies.
If you like our show, please share with a friend, a teacher, or your whole class.
Oh, your neighbor's cat.
Welcome back, explorers. Today we are solving the mystery of the holes in Emma's sandwich. Before we tell you the answer, let's play a game I like to call Who Made the Fluff? I am going to give you 3 choices for what creates those holes in the bread. I want Emma, Ziggy, and all our listeners at home to guess. Are the holes made by A. Tiny insects digging tunnels, B. Gas bubbles trying to escape, or C. The baker poking the dough with a toothpick 1,000,000 times?
It has to be C. Poking things is fun. Boop, boop.
I don't think a baker has time to poke 1,000,000 holes, Ziggy. And insects would be gross! I'm going to guess B. Gas bubbles.
And the answer is B. Gas bubbles. Specifically, a gas called carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide? That sounds like a robot name. Is he my cousin?
Not quite, Ziggy. Carbon dioxide is the same gas that comes out of us when we breathe out. But in bread, those bubbles are made by a tiny, living ingredient called yeast.
Wait, Dr. Owl, did you say living? There are living things in my bread dough?
That is correct. Yeast is a type of fungus related to mushrooms, but much, much smaller. We call it a microorganism.
Microorganism. Definition not found. My brain hurts.
Don't worry, Ziggy. Let's break that big word down. Micro means super duper tiny, so small you can't see it without a microscope. And organism just means a living thing. So, a microorganism is a tiny living thing.
So, these tiny living yeast creatures, what are they doing in the dough? Are they having a party?
In a way, yes. When you mix yeast into the dough with flour and water, the yeast wakes up, and just like us, yeast gets hungry. Does anyone know what yeast loves to eat most?
Pizza. No. Bolts. No. Microchips.
Is it sugar? I know some bread recipes have a little sugar.
Spot on, Emma. The yeast eats the sugar in the dough, and when it eats, a chemical reaction happens. A chemical reaction is when two things mix together to make something new. When yeast eats sugar, it produces gas. To put it simply, the yeast burps.
Ha 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 ha. Wait, the bread is full of tiny burps.
Exactly. The yeast eats the sugar and burps out little bubbles of carbon dioxide gas. But the dough is thick and stretchy, like slime or bubble gum. So the gas can't float away. It gets trapped inside, blowing up little balloons within the dough. That is what makes the bread rise and get huge.
That is hilarious! So the holes I see in my bread are basically the footprints of gas bubbles?
Precisely. And I think it's time for a little experiment to see this invisible gas in action. We can't wait for yeast right now because it's a slow eater. But we can make the same gas using chemistry. Ziggy, please bring me the vinegar, baking soda, a plastic bottle, and a balloon.
Affirmative. Retrieving science, juice, and powder of power. Here you go.
Thank you. Now, explorers at home, you can try this with a grown-up. We pour the vinegar into the bottle. Then, we put the baking soda inside the balloon. Now, Emma, stretch the neck of the balloon over the mouth of the bottle.
Okay. Almost. Got it! It looks like the bottle is wearing a floppy hat.
Now, lift the balloon up so the baking soda falls into the vinegar. 3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa! Look at the bubbles! It's fizzing like crazy!
Look at the balloon. It's inflating. It's getting huge. It's going to pop. Take cover.
It won't pop, Ziggy. See? The mixing of vinegar and baking soda created a gas, carbon dioxide, just like the yeast does. The gas needs space, so it pushes out and blows up the balloon.
That is so cool. So, in the bread, the dough is like the balloon, stretching out to hold the gas?
You've got it, Emma. Now, here is a trivia riddle for you both before we finish baking. True or false? When we put the fluffy dough into the hot oven, the yeast stays alive forever.
True. The yeast lives in a bread castle happily ever after.
Ovens are really hot, Ziggy. I don't think I could survive in an oven. I say false.
The answer is false. Emma is right. The heat in the oven does two things. First, it makes the gas bubbles expand even bigger, making the bread super fluffy. But then, the heat cooks the dough until it turns from a soft, squishy solid into a firm sponge structure. Sadly, The heat is too much for the yeast, so it stops working. But it leaves behind the beautiful, fluffy bread for us to enjoy.
Wow, so chemistry is actually cooking?
Indeed! Baking is just delicious chemistry. You are mixing ingredients, the reactants, to create something brand new, the product.
Science is tasty. I want to try. I will mix oil, batteries, and old socks to make a robot loaf.
I think I'll stick to my peanut butter and jelly, Ziggy.
I think that is a wise choice, Emma. Remember, explorers, next time you see a hole in your bread, don't think of ghosts. Think of the tiny, invisible bakers blowing bubbles to make your lunch delicious.
And think of the burps. Never forget the science burps.
Hoo-hoo! Until next time, keep asking why.
And keep exploring!
I'm a little yeasty, short and stout. I eat the sugar and I burp it out. When I get all warm and feel the heat, I make the sandwich that you love to eat. Beep, needs more salt. Dr. Ow, Emma, I just wrote a song for the little yeasty.
I'm a little yeasty, short and stout. I eat the sugar and I burp it out. When I get all warm and feel the heat, I make the sandwich that you love to eat.
Well, what do you think?
That was so much fun, Dr. Owl. I hope all our explorers had a great time too.
Hoot hoot! We loved having you with us. If you don't want to miss our next adventure, follow us on your favorite podcast platform.
And if you know a friend who loves exploring too, share our podcast with them.
If you have a question or a topic you want to learn more about, leave us a comment. See you next time.